Hey everyone, Michael coming back at you here on the Archangel 15 with another one of my recipe creations. This one is Russian Ukrainian classic, uh, Vareniki. In close, the Polish people like to say pierogi. Some of the Ukrainians do as well. There's also another version of this. It's sort of like in like a Turkey and Georgia area. It's called klinka. Uh, I like to call it varenke. That's what they pretty much call it throughout Russia. It's very like it's one of the most common food staples in Slavic cuisine. A must do. I sort of had a formal request for this. I mentioned I was going to be taking a break from my channel for a while, so I figured what better note to kind of end on than this. I actually want to incorporate my own personal little secret recipe as well. So let me start off by saying that there's like different types that you can make, like different fillings and so forth. Uh, there's the regular, which is just basically potatoes, onions, and cheese. And then you can put some berries, fruits in them as well. This is blueberries. This is with ground sirloin, basically just some hamburger sauteed in onions and garlic. And this is my personal creation. They probably use this in Russia. I've never actually seen it there, but it's radishes sautéed in garlic butter. I have a video I did a while back. Like this is like I take so much credit for this. I haven't seen this anywhere, but where I like basically one of the first things that we get out of the garden, Pennsylvania Northeast area, is radishes, and basically if you saute them in garlic butter and incorporate them into your mashed potatoes, it makes like something like you get out of like a very high quality restaurant. Like tastes like pure class. Really, really good. I added some cheese in with it one day and gave it to my sister. She was like, "Oh, it'd be really good in pierogi or something like that." So I said, "Oh, I'll give it a try." And I haven't actually tried it yet, but I guarantee that it'll be really good. The other ones are real good as well. So I'm going to start with the. I actually made everything already. The dough. I'll show you the dough here. And the fillings, like I said, are done. So for the fillings, you're going to start with approximately 3 pounds of potatoes. I like to use either white or yellow potatoes. You could mix them together if you wanted. And you're going to cut them. You basically take the skins off, cut them up, put them in, boil them in water, and then mash them up really, really well. Add in about a cup of milk, 2% or whole milk, and then depending on what you can use, pretty much any kind of cheese you want. Something like a little bit of cheddar mixed in with it, Colby, Swiss, whatever. I mixed some Colby, Swiss, like kind of like Mexican blend together, and it turns out pretty well. And basically add in about a cup to a cup and a half of the cheese. Like I said, about a cup of milk or so, and mash up the potatoes, and then about one whole onion. The onion is like the most important part of the filling. Like you like it, definitely like the pungency of the onion is very prominent in this recipe. So then, uh, like I said, mix that all up, and that's like your classic, like regular recipe. So then, like I said, you can add in some the regular blueberries with it as well. That gives you the blueberries. It's really simple. And then for the radishes, you take a little bit of radishes and you basically cut them up and saute them in butter and garlic, and then put them in with and mix it all up. If you want to do, if you actually go to Russia, you can get like a sampler and they give you all these together. Like it's a good idea to maybe try all different kinds. That way you can see which one you like, and you can use the same pan that you sauteed the radishes in. Throw in like one hamburger, not even a pound, like a very very small amount. Saute it in the pan, and then add that into your filling as well. And that's pretty much the filling. So then for the dough, this is like kind of like a variety of like various recipes. This is actually not my mother's recipe. This is like my own creation combined from like many others that I've experienced or encountered. And so you take about 3.5 to 4 cups of flour, good quality flour, and then you're gonna add in what I use is buttermilk, about half a cup of buttermilk, and a half a cup of water. The buttermilk kind of adds a little bit extra to it. You could just use regular milk if you had that as well. And then you're going to add in also a teaspoon of baking powder. This kind of like makes it fluff up really, really well. I also put in a dash of sugar with mine as well. It's kind of optional. You're like, when you mix it all, and then 2 eggs. You do 1 or 2 eggs. So after you do all of this, you got to, blend it all together. And you may actually have to add a little bit extra flour to make it the consistency right. Don't add too much of the milk and the water, or it'll turn it too runny. And then the real key here is when you basically lay it out and you roll it out real fine, and take your cups, your circles, make your little circles there, and then you basically are going to make a crescent. Like the classic pierogi Vareniki crescent is what you really want to get, something like just like this essentially. And the key is you must have them completely encapsulated. I'm going to eventually post all the ingredients and instructions, but you want to have it completely encapsulated. And then very end, when I'm done, you're going to boil them, and you boil them until they float. And then you got to be really careful with, you don't want them to fall apart. If you don't do it right, they'll start breaking apart and they'll make a really, really big mess. And so you want to have them completely encapsulated, boil them, and then after they're boiled, you can either eat them like that pretty much, or you can take them and fry them. Frying is a classic way as well. It's kind of better for your health to eat them the other way. And absolutely, if you never had, amazing taste. Like I said, kind of a Polish, Russian, Ukrainian staple. But like I said, I like to call them Vareniki. And kind of this is a passed down recipe sort of from my family. And I'm happy to share it with you here today on the Archangel 15. I sort of had a request to do this before, I kind of took a break from my channel for a while. Like I said, it's been a great privilege to bring you the various subject matter and content that I have, various recipe creations, all different kinds of stuff. Who knows, in the future, I may add some stuff in. I started doing real-time cloud formation videos. I'm going to actually incorporate them with dolmages in the future, maybe even a dolmage of Vareniki. But please keep an eye out for them. I'm probably not going to do too much talking or presentations in them. The clouds sort of speak for themselves. I've already uploaded one, really cool one. So please check that out, and we'll see where the world takes us. Take care, folks. God bless.